Hey everybody, how's it going? So it's nice out. It finally got nice. So what I'm gonna do is plant some stuff in the garden today. At my place in Baltimore, and we're only here for about 2 more months. So I'm only gonna plant some cold weather crop stuff, spinach, and some lettuces and some greens. But I'm gonna kind of take you through how to do that, and it's really easy. So this won't take long. The first thing when you're ordering seeds, and I'll show you here, if I can flip this around. I guess I can't, but I can do this. You can get these seed catalogs by ordering them online. This is Baker Creek. This is my favorite seed catalog to order from. They're really pretty, beautiful heirloom variety seeds that you can order from here. You can just order them online through their website or send in an order form. And then you get these seed packets that look like this. And so I'm going to grab these seed packets up, and we're going to go out to the garden. And my garden's not much. We're just here in beautiful sunny Baltimore. This is Digit. This is my little garden plot. It has changed shape over the years quite drastically. This is my little seeding tray. I started these a few weeks ago. Normally I would just direct seed things like this. These are beets, and this is spinach, and these are different types of kale here. This is my cabbage. This is oregano. These are my peppers. These aren't going to go in the ground for quite a while. I'm going to have to pot these off later. This is rhubarb, and these are onions. So I went ahead and got these planted so that I could have some starts to kind of get a jump on the season. As you all know, it's been super cold and really wet, so the ground is actually wetter than I would like it to be for planting. Normally you don't want to plant when the ground's too wet, but I got a pretty busy weekend this weekend, and so I kind of got to get things in the ground, and that's just the way it's going to be. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some spinach starts in the ground, and spinach likes to be about an inch apart. You got to give it about an inch, maybe a little bit more. So what I'll do is I'll grab a stick like this, or you could just use your finger or anything, and I'll poke these little holes in the dirt, just like this. And my spinach starts are going to go in there. Now this soil, since this is Baltimore, and Baltimore is not known for having awesome soil, in fact this soil was awful when we got here, and it's taken me about 3 years to amend it using a combination of composted manure, topsoil, and a little bit of peat moss just to soften it and add some absorption. I almost didn't say that word right. But that's what I've done, and it's kind of taken a pretty good form now, and it's a pretty good soil at this point, and just in time for me to be leaving, which is awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with spinach. I'm going to make these little holes, and I've given them about 3 inches, it looks like. You could go closer together. And then next to the spinach, about 3 inches over, I'm going to run a line that's just about an inch deep. And this line is where I'm going to plant some different mixed greens. I've got Mizuna, which is a mustard green, which is a really good cold hardy green. And I've got, what else do I have? Endive, I think, and a mescaline mix. So you want to give them about an inch too. So what I'll do is I'll run this line all the way down the dirt with my hand. I like to use my hands as much as I can when I'm getting in the dirt, and because it just feels better. And I'm in a really good mood because the sun's out finally, and this winter has kicked my butt, as I'm sure it has kicked yours. I'm just ready to be out here digging and planting. So I'm going to run this line all the way down, and this is going to be one of the rows where I seed some greens. I'm going to come all the way up to here. So there's going to be my spinach here, a line of greens here, and then I think I'm going to do another line of greens a couple inches over. So we're going to have some salads. And the reason that I'm planting this stuff, like I said, I've only got 2 more months in this house before we move to Frederick to get started on the farm in downtown. So I don't want to plant anything that's going to take a really long time to grow. And it's cold right now. Today is March 20th. So the rule of thumb is you can start to get certain things in the ground around St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is kind of one of those rule of thumb dates every year. You can start to get peas in the ground. You can start to get spinach. Definitely, spinach is really cold hardy, and other greens are pretty cold hardy too. Now you still run the risk of frost this time of year, big time. So if you just kind of got to keep your eye on the weather, and if it looks like it's going to frost, you can just come outside and cover your crops with a really thin sheet works. You can either throw it right on your plants just to kind of keep the frost off them and protect them a little bit. This stuff, these lettuces, the spinach, cabbage, beets, all that stuff is really, it likes the cold better than anything. So you can plant it in the spring and you can plant it in the fall. The difference is when you plant in the spring, the weather's going from cool to hot. So you've got to get it in kind of early, because as the days warm up, and if you look where I'm at in Baltimore, these are all row homes. And where are we? This is north. So this is south facing this way. And when the sun comes over, it really kind of reflects off these houses, and it gets hot back here. It's probably, I would say this puts us in like a warmer climate zone almost. Like a climate zone that you would have kind of further south. So I kind of got to get things in early in the spring, but if you get things planted in the fall, like lettuces and things like that, it kind of has a different effect because you're going from hot to cold. So they have almost a longer growing season. If you can just protect them, your plants will grow. Spinach will grow up until, your days have about 10 days of sunlight, maybe less. Then they'll kind of go into a hibernation. So if you can get some plants started late summer, early fall, and they get growing, you can really kind of keep those going throughout the winter if you can cover them right. We're going to plant these in the spring. They're probably going to go till about June when we move, and then they're probably going to bolt, which means they're going to shoot their seeds and want to procreate, which who doesn't? So those are my lines. I'm going to put spinach here, and I'm going to put 2 rows of different greens here. Now, when you're planting, when you're doing these little plugs here, all you really have to do is kind of flip your tray on its side and ease these out and put them in the hole. So let's see if I can get a good place to put this so you can see what I'm doing. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Yeah, that might work. So what I like to do is just kind of maneuver it around a bit, pull this out. So here you've got a little spinach start. It's got 2 spinach plants in it. You can plant them together if you want. You can pull them apart like this, and now you've got 2. And what I'll do is I'll just put these in here like so. As you can see, those are my spinach plants, and then you just kind of cover them up, and this is going to be a really good home for these little guys. Just like that. And that's how you get your spinach starts in the ground. Now the ground's nice and moist. These will get a lot of sunlight and some cool temperatures and maybe some moisture over the weekend. And then we're going to be eating spinach like kings, like spinach kings. I've never heard of spinach. And then we're going to get these little seedlings in the ground. This is Zuna. Got some arugula that I want to plant. We've even got some radishes that I'm going to get in the ground. And what you want to do with those, with these lines, is you really, just put this right here. I really need somebody to be filming this for me. Digit, pull your weight, dude. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this this little arugula package, sprinkle some of these seeds right here in my little hand. See, I've got these seeds right here in my hand, and then I'm going to just pinch a couple at a time. I'm going to pinch them in my finger, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to run it down this row here. I'm going to pinch them in my finger like that, and then I'm going to run them down the row and just disperse them every couple inches. I'm going to put a couple arugula seeds every couple inches. I'm doing is I'm coming back over and I'm covering them a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. So. I'm just going to cover them with a little bit of soil. I think the rule of thumb is you kind of gauge the depth of your planting and how much soil you cover them based on the size of the seed. Arugula seeds are really, really small. You don't want them to go too deep. You got to give them a chance to kind of grow. So I just put them maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch under the dirt, covered it back over, and that's going to be a line of arugula. And it's pretty much that easy. Growing plants, it's pretty easy. They want to grow. They want to live. It's pretty miraculous. So just try to give them the environment they need and take away the things they don't. And that's kind of gardening. So that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to get the rest of this planted. I'm going to get these seeds in the ground, and we'll be eating some delicious lettuce this spring before we move to Frederick. So have a great day. Hope you guys learned a little bit from that. And say bye, Digit. Dig, say bye. When are you going to learn to talk? Start talking today. Dad. Say, all right, never mind. He's not going to talk.